Hey guys, now that the Solum update is out, I thought it would be a good idea to make a new tutorial about all the bug fixes and new features I added. But before we start, I want to let you know if you already own Solum, this update is free for you and you will soon receive an email about it. And another thing that is important to note, that even though there are slight adjustments to certain things, it is still highly recommended to check out all the rest of the tutorials before you buy Solum to learn about the features and the parameters to make a better decision. This device is basically identical to the previous version, apart from those few things that I'm going to explain in this video. So let's start with the bug fixes. One of the most important things I finally managed to fix is when you load video in, let's just do it. The video will be loaded in the right aspect ratio. So when you load in a video, it will immediately start to play with the right aspect ratio. The other thing that I finally managed to solve is with the preset section. So when you save a preset and you want to trigger the same video file with different effects, it stopped the video file. This is something that multiple of you reported, so thanks very much for that. And now, if you trigger the same video file, it will just continue playing. So if I set up, let's say, a different color set for this, and I save a preset, creating some smooth transition between them, it won't stop the video anymore. The other thing that some of you noticed is when you're using the preset, the number in the FPS indicator will drop. So that was also just a logical error. It actually didn't affect the performance. So I finally fixed that as well. I also optimized the colors of the device. So some of you might have noticed that if you use Ableton 11 with Max 8.6, then the colors of the device were not exactly how it's supposed to be. Because from Live 12 they changed certain colors in the color sets, so now I optimize it. So if you are on Live 12 and you want to change the color set, it will adapt properly. And it's not really about Solum, but a V addition that I also finally managed to do. Some of you might have noticed that if you used the previous external input envelope follower by Dylan Boston, that was a free device that I recommended on the website, it stopped working from Max 8.6. So now I created a Live 12 compatible version from the new Live 12 envelope follower. So if you have any audio on another channel, you just choose the channel, and now if I start to play, as you can see, it works slightly differently. The channel itself receives the audio, so you want to mute it before you do anything. And now you can start to map it. And you can download this device from x4live.com for free. You can find a link to this on the website, syntropia.xyz. There's going to be a link below the video. I couldn't resist, so I added some new features to Solum. One of the new features I added is the so-called time parameter here. The time parameter is a slider, and it was designed to create interpolation between the present frame and the frame in the past. And it's useful when you want to slow down the video, and as you are slowing it down, you will start to see the jumps between the frames because you reach a very low frame rate that is played back in this case. For that, I really wanted to implement a solution for a long time, so I finally did it. If you start to reduce the value of the time parameter, it will start to create the interpolation between the frames. And it's basically kind of like a fake slow motion. And if you go to 0, it will basically just freeze the screen completely. And if it's on 1, it will go off, which means it won't demand any GPU. The other new feature I added is the possibility to choose modulation source for the RGB displacement module. Now I have a second video loaded on the right side that I can use as a modulation source. If I choose the option 2 on top of the device, that will mean that I'm receiving the signal for displacement side as modulation source from the second video player. So if I wanna turn the module on and add to the red, let's say, and then create zoom displacement, I will start to see the shape, but only on the red plane. So I can do it on the green as well and the blue. So I can create displacement on the RGB planes individually and also decide about the modulation source. Another new feature I added is the possibility to switch between the cameras by an index value, similarly to the video players. So now I have my built-in camera on my laptop and I have this number value that I can just change. And in this case, I'm using a second web camera, and I found it very useful, especially during performance. If you connect multiple web cameras, you can just switch between them by one parameter, and that can be very handy. All right, that's all I wanted to say. And please let me know if you have any suggestions or ideas I should implement, or what kind of devices I should develop, what you would like to see in Ableton, especially in the visual realm. And I wish you having lots of fun with this version. All right, guys, see you in the next one.